Depends. I might. I'm considering it.
I would vote for one.
I would not be able to because I really don't know what that's about and what that candidate will be like.
Our socialist candidate, Bernie, he brings up real and great problems. I don't know if I can vote for him because I just don't think that he can propose realistic solutions.
I would say socialism, I guess it depends on what the candidate really is trying to implement.
I would vote for a socialist candidate because I think that a lot of our country's problems would be solved by increasing taxes on the rich. The wealthy have so much money that they don't spend that isn't circulating to the economy. Taxing them a little bit more would go a really long way.
A socialist candidate would help a lot with the issues we have.
Yes, I would. If the agenda is clear and if he says makes sense, then I would.
Socialist doesn't really matter to me. I would vote for them based on their policy.
You shouldn't rule out somebody just because they identify a certain way. So you need to evaluate what they're saying.
Whether he's socialist or not doesn't necessarily impact my decision, because I don't think that your suit or your political party defines who you are and your leadership skills.
I don't think I can define socialism.
I don't entirely understand what socialism is or what it means or what that candidate would support.
I would say France would be a model, right? So socialism is high taxes and more or less towards people associate that with communism.
Less control to the individual, more control for the government.
The government maintains a level of equality in work and pay.
More power to the government, which means more money for the government, more government spending on things like education, infrastructure, things like that.
The belief that wealth should be distributed equally.
I think it's putting, I guess, the interests of the full society kind of before the individual interest.
So the classic socialism, what people think, is when the government owns all businesses. But socialism, as in progressive socialism, is when the government has a say. Government has power over the economy, a certain type of power. So the economy is not completely liberal.
Yeah, I definitely think so, because there's just, socialism has a bad reputation. It's associated with communism, which also has a really bad reputation.
I remember my history teacher saying something about how, because, the wealth distribution in this country is just so, it's really bad. He's saying that, the word socialism is, losing its, poor reputation. So, younger generations are, more open to, socialist candidates and things like that.
I think socialist being more on the left side, yes. Because young people are more inclined to, at least these days, take upon social issues.
I would say so, yes. I mean, I think it also depends on what part of the country you look at. But I feel here in California, socialism would be something that's supported by young people.
I do think that because they don't really know what progressive socialism is. When they think socialism, they think USSR, they think China in the Mao ages. Today's generation, they kind of research more what socialism, progressive socialism is, and they kind of understand that, oh, that actually makes sense, it's not as scary as it was before.
College age young people are more likely to vote for our socialist candidate because of what he's offering. He's saying let's forgive student debt, and everyone coming out of college without a job is scared that they won't get a job and would rather that debt be relieved.
I would say that in general older people would be less open to something here, and young people are are kind of haven't lived that much, so they can see the problems in today's society and kind of want the change, radical change.
I don't know, because I think it's more has to do with where the people come from and what they've grown up with.
Well, I feel just younger people are willing to experiment. So younger people are tired of what didn't work, so they're ready to try something new.